Hey everyone, what a beautiful day it is. Welcome to Life Kids Online. We are so happy to learn with you and your kids today, this Palm Sunday. What a special day it is. Well, this lesson is designed for kids in kindergarten to grade 5. Now there is a lesson for kids who are 1 to 4 years old that can be found on our Facebook page, NLCC Life Kids, also on our website and in your email if you're a Life Kids parent with us. This lesson is being presented by our elementary teachers and their families, but some of our lesson elements for this month are also coming from a curriculum company called Orange. Now, the purpose of Orange is to merge the light of the church with the heart of the home to get Orange, which is greater impact on the lives of kids. Orange has graciously lifted copyrights during this time, allowing churches to use their content to teach families for free. So thank you to Orange. And so, the theme of this month is upside down, because Jesus changes everything upside down. Our life application word for the month is humility. But what is humility? Bobby, can you tell us what humility is? Wonder if he knows.
Sure, Pastor Janelle. Humility. Humility is like in the summertime when it's hot, but it feels hotter than it actually is. Humility.
What? Bobby, that's humidity, not humility. Don't worry, guys. You will find out what humility actually is today. And of course, we're going to see that Jesus changes everything upside down. Now, before you watch, parents, you'll need to go get a prize of some sort that you can wrap up. It can be a nice little snack item or a fun toy your kids love. Anything will work. Just go get it and wrap it up for about halfway through our lesson when we have a game activity to use it for. Well, that's it from me for now. Sit back, turn up your volume, because we're going to have a blast today.
What's it like to feel humbled? Oh, that's not a word we use every day, but it's humbling when you receive a gift you didn't expect. It's humbling when someone says you don't have to pay, even though you messed up. It's humbling when your dad takes an entire day off of work just to spend it with you. It's humbling when you see an incredible sunset and realize that God handcrafted it with you in mind. Wow. Being humbled makes you feel small in a good way. It makes you feel grateful. When someone chooses to put you first like that, it can make your day. So why not do that for the people around you? You can choose to give up what you think you deserve to put others first. Let your sister pick the family movie even though it's your turn. Skip the pool party so you can hang out with your friend who broke his leg and can't go. Use some of your birthday money to help a family who doesn't have enough to eat. True humility is thinking of yourself less and others more. When you live your life with humility, you bring praise to God. You lift Him high because others can see God at work in you. That's why humility is an amazing way to worship God with your life. Because worship is about more than just singing loud. It's all about living loud.
Everywhere that I go, you're there with me. Even in the night when I cannot see, I know you're by my side and I will be just fine. Oh God, you're always good to me. I wanna say thank you, I will live my life to praise you, and lift you high. Every night and day, I'll follow in your ways. I wanna say thank you, I wanna say thank you, God. Every breath that I take, you give to me. Every brand new day is a blessing. I know you're by my side and I will be just fine. Oh God, you're always good to me. I wanna say thank you, I will live my life to praise you, and lift you high. Every night and day, I'll follow in your ways.
everyone. What have we learned so far? Well, humility is putting others first by giving up what you think you deserve. That's our life application for today. You can be humble by giving up what you think you deserve and putting others first instead. We've also learned that living our lives with humility is an amazing way to worship God. We can live loud by choosing humility and putting others first, no matter how upside down that seems.
I play an April Fool's prank on Lincoln. Don't tell him. What? This is gonna take forever to clean up. I don't deserve this. I'm gonna get my revenge on Jenna. She deserves my revenge. And it's April Fool's month, so it'll be perfect.
Lincoln, I know that you feel like you were treated unfairly and you don't deserve this, but you know there's a time when Jesus also felt like he was treated unfairly? I'll show you how he dealt with it.
But Mom, I was gonna get my revenge.
Come, we'll watch a video and we'll learn more.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. And now for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verses 36 through 56.
For months, the Jewish religious leaders had been plotting to silence Jesus.
He called us pretenders, snakes!
On the Sunday before Passover, Jesus entered Jerusalem to great cheers from the crowds.
Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord!
But even as the crowd swarmed in to see what Jesus would do and say, one of Jesus' closest followers, Judas, went to the religious leaders with a very sneaky plan.
What are you willing to give me if I deliver him over to you?
How about a cool 30 pieces of silver?
Jesus knew these plans, but he also knew that his mission was to face those who hated him and let them take him without defending himself. He prepared his closest friends for this during a Passover meal, and then afterwards led them out of the city toward the Mount of Olives. Judas had already left them.
In a little while, you will no longer see me. Then after a little while, you will see me. I came from the Father and entered the world. Now I am leaving the world and going back to the Father.
The air cooled as the evening darkened.
This very night, you will all turn away because of me.
Peter, the most outspoken of Jesus' friends, quickened his step and tightened his hand on the sword he was carrying.
All the others may turn away because of you, but I never will.
What I'm about to tell you is true. It will happen tonight. Before the rooster crows, you will say 3 times that you don't know me.
I may have to die with you, but I will never say I don't know you.
Me too. Same.
By the time Jesus and his friends reached the Garden of Gethsemane, they were exhausted.
Sit here while I go over there and pray.
As the other disciples settled in on the cold, rough ground, Jesus took Peter, James, and John along with him to a grove of ancient olive trees. The weight of what was coming pressed down on him.
My soul is very sad. I feel close to death. Stay here. Keep watch with me.
We're here for you.
We got this. Prayers.
The 3 friends found seats among the knotted tree roots, and Jesus went on a little further. Then suddenly, he fell down on the ground, face first into the dirt. Words poured out from deep inside.
My Father, if it is possible, take this cup of suffering away from me. But let what you want be done, not what I want.
After a short time, Jesus returned to his friends. They had all fallen into restless sleep. Jesus touched Peter's arm.
What? Huh? We're just praying.
Couldn't you men keep watch with me for 1 hour? Watch and pray. Then you won't fall into sin when you are tempted. The spirit is willing, but the body is weak.
We'll stay awake this time.
Got you covered.
Again, Jesus threw himself down to pray. His pain was so deep, blood and sweat beaded on his forehead.
My Father, is it possible for this cup to be taken away? But if I must drink it, may what you want be done.
Jesus returned to his friends once more, to find them still sleeping. The agony in his spirit forced Jesus to lay his heart out to God once more. He prayed the desperate words again, begging God to take away what was coming, and at the same time, revealing his complete trust in God's plan.
Let what you want be done, not what I want.
At last, Jesus knew the time had come. He returned to find Peter, James, and John buried deep in sleep. Beyond them, his other followers slept too.
Are you still sleeping and resting?
The disciples struggled through a fog of sleep, blinking and yawning. Below them, torchlight showed an angry mob climbing up the hill. The men were waving swords and clubs, shouting as they came.
Look, the hour has come. The Son of Man is about to be handed over to sinners. Get up, let us go. Here comes the one who is handing me over to them.
Jesus' friends staggered to their feet, and Peter clutched his sword. As the mob marched closer, they could see the man in front of the mob. It was their friend Judas.
Judas? What are you doing?
The mob had been sent by the Jewish religious leaders. Judas had already explained to them that he would greet Jesus with a kiss, so they would know exactly which man to arrest.
Greetings, teacher.
Judas ignored the other disciples and went directly to Jesus, kissing him on the cheek in greeting. Jesus drew back and looked Judas directly in the face.
Friend, do what you came to do.
The mob surged forward as the disciples just stood there, frozen and confused. As men grabbed Jesus, Peter suddenly sprang to life, awkwardly drawing his sword.
Should we use our swords?
Peter didn't wait for an answer, but he struck out wildly. His blade sliced right through the ear of the high priest's servant.
Oh! Stop this!
Jesus touched the servant's ear. Immediately, he was healed.
Put your sword back in its place. Do you think I can't ask my Father for help? He would send an army of more than 70,000 angels right away. But then how would the scriptures come true? They say it must happen in this way.
Jesus turned back to the mob and the men who held him. They hovered there, uncertain, in the flickering light of their torches.
Am I leading a band of armed men against you? Do you have to come out with swords and clubs to capture me? Every day I sat in the temple courtyard teaching, and you didn't arrest me. But all this has happened so that the words of the prophets would come true.
No one could respond to Jesus. Instead, they arrested him and led him away. And his friends who said they'd be with him through anything ran away. Jesus made the choice that would bring life to everyone, but that would cost him everything.
See? This is how I'm gonna get back on Jenna. She deserves it for messing up my stuff.
Lincoln, this is not what we talked about. We talked about the story of Jesus and how he didn't deserve what he got either. He didn't deserve to be arrested or beaten. He didn't deserve to be abandoned by his friends. He didn't do anything wrong, and he had it way worse than you did. He certainly didn't deserve to die on the cross, but instead of taking revenge, he put others first.
But that's the opposite way of doing things. Putting someone else first when they don't deserve it, not getting even when Jenna deserves it.
Yes, it's backwards to the way that the world teaches us. But the story of Jesus in the garden teaches us that Jesus instead put others first. Yes.
I know it's not what we want or deserve, it's what God wants. I know I wouldn't want her to get back on me, so I'm not going to get back on her.
Even if she doesn't appreciate it, I know that God would. Good choice.
That was crazy. What would you have done if someone had turned all your stuff upside down? I know I would be like, Bobby, go and change it back right now. That is not funny. Well, Lincoln was right. Putting others first is a really upside down way of doing things. But God wants us to put others first. It makes him so happy when we do it. And it makes us happy because we're actually living the way that Jesus did, to put others first. Well, now we have some fun activities for you to do as a family to practice humbling yourselves and putting others first. Now, you'll need that wrapped prize that you got ready earlier for the first game. You'll also need a script to read out to your kids. That script can be found in the notes on our live service or at the web link below. It's bit.ly/NLCC game script. bit.ly/NLCC game script. Go and enjoy these games together. Thanks to our grade 1 to 3 teachers and their families.
Play to reinforce today's lesson of putting others first. I have a prize that is wrapped up. A family will sit in a circle and pass the prize around while I read the script. We will make sure you get sent the script so you can read it too. Every time they hear me read the word first, they have to pass the gift to the person on the left. When the story ends, the person holding the prize wins it. Jesus entered Jerusalem on a donkey, and the crowd pulled off palm branches to welcome him. The disciples must have been so amazed at all the celebrations. They didn't know where to look first. Jesus knew this would anger some of the other leaders, and that the first person he would talk to was Judas. He wasn't the first disciple to follow Jesus, but he had been with Jesus a long time and knew his routine. Judas eventually planned to betray Jesus. But first, there was a feast to prepare for. Jesus served his disciples the Passover meal, a reminder of when God had first rescued the Israelite people from the Egyptians. Jesus knew that this was the last meal with his friends. They all went to the garden then, where the first stars of the night could just be seen in the sky. Jesus knew that the first thing he would do before God's plan for the night got started was to pray. Jesus left his friends first, asking them to pray for him, and then asking them to wait. He prayed to God and said, "Not my will, but yours be done." Jesus was willing to put all of us first, even if it meant suffering. When he went back to his disciples the first time, they had fallen asleep. So he went to pray by himself a couple more times. Every so often, Jesus would check on his friends, but it was like it was the first time they had left. They were fast asleep. Jesus woke up and they could see Judas. First, a line of a big mob. A lot of things happened at once. First, Judas killed Jesus to let all of the others know they should arrest him. Peter drew his sword first before any of them. but Jesus told him to put it away. Jesus was led away by the angry crowd of people to be sent to his trial. And for the first time since he met him, the disciples felt truly alone. Brian is the winner of the game. And Brian, you will have to show us how to put others first by sharing your gifts with others. If you had the prize, you didn't want to hear the word first. You didn't want to pass the prize. But most of the time in life, we like to be the first. What are some times you like to be first? In today's Bible story, Jesus, who deserved to be first more than anyone else, chose to put others first. He followed the plan God had for him to rescue all people from sin, even when it wasn't easy for him, and even when he didn't want to go through something really difficult. Jesus showed how to put others first by asking God for help. When it's time to put others first, how can God help you to do it?
Hi boys and girls, welcome. We're coming to you from our home this morning. My name is Judith McWinney.
And my name is Dennis McWinney.
And we are grade 1 to 3 teachers at New Life Community Church.
This morning, the topic that we were focusing on is putting others first. Now we'll be playing a game to demonstrate what putting others first means. It's like Simon says. In this case, we will be telling our kids, Dennis and Kamoy, what to do, even if they don't want to do it, but they will say to me, not my will, but thine be done, just like what Christ says. And then this is what it's all about, putting others first. At this time, I'd like to invite our kids to come and for you to have a chance to meet them. You will now do what I say at this point. Do the Zumba dance.
Not our will, but yours be done.
Stop. Okay.
Do the snake.
Not our will, but yours be done.
There you go. Very well done.
Not my will, but yours be done. Now, I am going to tell you what to do now. Boys and girls, wherever you are, join us. I'm going to give them something hard to do. Watch. Start 20 push-ups.
Whoa. Not yours be done.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 20. 4, 5, You think they can finish? 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 20. That was good, and that was so hard. I'm going to give them an easy one this time. So, jump.
Not our will, but yours be done. Hey,
in the game that we just played, you put Daddy first. You did what Daddy asked you to do. Is there any situation, real situation in life where you really did something that you didn't want to do, but you did it anyway because someone asked you to do it?
Well, when I was younger, I would always hate doing the dishes or anything that had to do with the dishes. So, whenever my parents would ask me, oh, can you please pack up the dishes or wash the dishes, I didn't want to do it, but I still did it anyway because they asked me to do it.
And I think sometimes, my room can get pretty messy, and sometimes my parents ask me to clean my room, and I really don't want to do it, but I still do it anyway because they asked me to.
I remember my neighbor asked me to come and help him install an electric lamp. When I was busy, I had the lawn to mow. However, I went and I helped him. He felt good, and looking back, I felt good also.
And there are situations where sometimes people ask you to do something and you didn't do it. And that makes you feel real bad.
True.
And that happened to me. I was walking and there was someone begging. And I looked at him and said, I don't think he wants the money. He just wants it for something bad. So I didn't give him. But afterwards, I looked back and I felt so bad because, something is about doing good. And I should have given him the money, and because I didn't give him, it made me feel so bad. Yeah, so sometimes we just have to put people first and just do it anyway. It doesn't matter how we feel.
This was what Jesus did. He put his Father first before him. He says, nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done.
And that's a good principle to live by. Now, boys and girls, we have some questions for you. How have you put someone first recently? Think about it.
And how does it feel to put someone first?
Yeah.
Think about it. And lastly, how can you put someone first this week, and who will that person be?
From our teachers and their kids today, and I have my little kiddo here to help me wrap up our service. Jesus put others first, and we can too. So to wrap up our lesson today, I have some challenges for you to complete at home to help you to put others first. The first is a memory verse challenge. See, this month we're learning about humility, so all month long you need to memorize this verse. Philippians 2, verse 3. Don't do anything only to get ahead. Don't do it because you are proud. Instead, be humble. Value others more than yourselves. Philippians 2, verse 3. Here's some actions you could do to help you out. Don't do anything only to get ahead. Just run in place. Don't do it because you are proud. Instead, be humble. Value others more than yourselves. Philippians 2, verse 3. So send me a video of you reciting this verse with or without your own actions. You'll have until April 30th to get your videos to me by email or social media. We've been having so much fun with our weekly family challenges. So this week, your family challenge is to create an art project. You need to be as creative as you want, using household items to make something awesome. Have your parents send me a photo of your project by email or by posting it on social media and tagging one of our Life Kids accounts. You have until noon on Sunday, April 12th to enter, so you can win a prize for your family. Are you saying hi? Say hi. We also have a bonus challenge that won't have a prize attached to it, but it will help your family to live out what we've learned today and to put others first. Since Easter is coming, and since many people are stuck inside right now and unable to go out, we want to challenge you to brighten someone's day at home. Send a gift to someone you know, art or flowers or food, anything. And if you want, you can even send gifts to people you don't know. There's a lot of senior citizens who are stuck in their retirement homes and would love to receive a card or artwork from your family. So go ahead, dream up a way to brighten someone's day this week, and then go do it as a family. Anything to keep them busy. Thanks for watching Life Kids Online. Parents, watch your emails and our social media for more ways to teach your kids at home. We love you and we miss you so much. Have a great week and an awesome Easter. And don't forget to check out Easter Jam. Check out our website to tune in next Saturday, April 11th. Easter Jam. It's going to be awesome.